food. I mean, I really love food. In fact, there's very little about food that I don't love. I love food so much, I've already made it one career, and I'm here working on a second. My favorite two foods are food groups, I consider them groups, are mayonnaise and sugar. Like today we'll talk about sugar because it's sweet and it makes everything taste good, including mayonnaise. But the bitter truth about sugar is that it's a toxin. So my purpose here today is to educate you on how to identify sugar, where you find it, the chemical breakdown of sugar, and lastly, more importantly, is what you can do to avoid the sugar sucker punch. So all things frothy, foamy, crumbly, sticky, crackly, crunchy, and best of all, pure spun come from sugar. There's white sugar, brown sugar, sugar cubes, there's honey, pure cane, evaporated corn, whatever. Syrup, there's brown rice, syrup, fructose, glucose, maltose. I can go on and on. In fact, there are 56 names for sugar. And it's hiding everywhere. It's in your ketchup, your salsa, your spaghetti sauce, your salad dressing. It's in the bread you eat. And it says about 75 to 80% of all items on your local green market shelves contain sugar. And I'm really hoping that they limit that to just food items, because if there's corn syrup in my TP, I'm going to have sugar in it. So last weekend I got to make cotton candy, which is actually one of my favorite things to do. So my biggest dilemma, aside from figuring out which flavor I wanted to eat first, make first, was how am I going to serve poison to people with a smile on my face? So we can all agree that too much sugar isn't good for us, and the American Heart Association, oh, that's a cute little kid, we can all agree that too much sugar, so the American Heart Association says that no more than 100 calories per day for women and no more than 150 calories a day for men, which breaks down to about 6 and 9 teaspoons of added sugar respectively. So what's that mean? I'm going to put it in perspective. So the 20-ounce bottle of Coke, you can find that in any vending machine in the South Pacific Ocean, contains 65 grams of sugar. 65, that is 16 teaspoons. 16 teaspoons, a little over a quarter cup of sugar in your 20-ounce soda. Yes, that's not a joke. But say you prefer, so that's more than double your recommended daily allowance, but let's say you prefer to do the Duke, 77 grams of sugar. You want to party like a monster rock star? There's 62 grams in a 16-ounce can. You just want to keep it a little realer than that and have some vitamin water. So that vitamin water has 32 ounce, no, that's backwards, 33 grams of sugar, which is 8 teaspoons of sugar in your vitamin water. So you should really hydrate responsibly. The 32-ounce Gatorade you just powered back after that hard workout, it has 14 teaspoons of sugar. But if you like au naturel and we're going to have some apple juice, this is the one time you really should drink the Kool-Aid, because that apple juice has 52 grams, while the Kool-Aid in the same 16-ounce serving only has 32 grams of added sugar. Oh yeah. So despite there being 56 names for sugar, there really is only, oh crud, anyway, I'll just read it. Only 2 kinds of sugar. There's glucose and fructose, and what happens is there's a chemical bond that binds the 2 together and turns into different kinds of sugar, and it's a little bitty peptide bond. You're thinking, oh, we can go to the roller coaster, and we're going to go through your body all fine and dandy, but what happens as soon as the sugar molecules hit your stomach acid, that peptide bond is broken, and now you've got 2 cars, and they are going on vastly different tracks. So the glucose is in it's in all living things. It's the primary source of energy for your body, and it metabolizes quite well because that's what it's there for. The other molecule is fructose. We've all heard about how great fructose is for you, but fructose metabolizes primarily in your liver. And by metabolize, I mean it gets ping-ponged around your body's cell structure before landing, so now I've got to skip. You're landing on your muffin top or your fatty liver. So we're really talking about natural sugar sugar versus added sugar, and this is natural sugar, and this is added sugar. And you're thinking, well, why isn't apple juice natural when it's juice and not junk? Well, that's because the apple has fiber and other nutrients that you get when you eat it. The fiber slows down the digestion and therefore the absorption, and that gives your body time to make use of the energy it just consumed. Juice has been pressed and been pasteurized, and effectively anything that's been good in it is now been fried and boiled out. So despite its claim of 100% daily recommended allowance of 100% juice is good for you, what you're really left with is a calorie devoid of substance and a sugar that's metabolized primarily by your liver, and again by your muffin top, and that's where it ends up. That is a fatty liver. That is a non-alcoholic fatty liver, which is pretty much the same thing, and it does all the nice same bad things. So the apple juice, it doesn't even give you much energy, but it does trip your dopamine response and those happy, happy, joy hormones that make you crave more and makes you need a little bit more every time you do it. Kind of like you need another drink or you need another shot or a bigger shot of heroin. I'm just saying. So the thing is, hello. Well, the thing is, the Cookie Monster has known for years that sugar's a drug. The FDA does not, because it doesn't have any short-term reactions. All the negative effects of sugar come later, and sadly, they mimic closely those of alcohol addiction. Those are some of the comparatives, and you can just see that they're really scary close. Sugar, that's right. The white stuff. The American Heart Association does admit that getting too much added sugar in your diet could significantly increase your risk of heart disease. And there was a fascinating 90-minute lecture by Dr. Robert H. Lustig. He's a pediatric endocrinologist at the University of San Francisco, California, San Francisco, and he makes a real case for the dangers of added sugar on his lecture because he sees firsthand the link between sugar, heart disease, obesity, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes. These 6-month-old babies aren't chowing down on supersized Happy Meals and chugging gallons of Coke, so why are they developing metabolic syndrome? Metabolic syndrome, according to the Mayo Clinic, is a cluster of condition. It's increased blood pressure, high blood sugar levels, excess body fat around the waist, and abnormal cholesterol levels that occur together, increasing your risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. So, to answer the question as to why a 6-month-old is getting metabolic syndrome, we really only need to look at the label on the can baby formula and discover that it is 50% sugar. So there's really no reason why baby is 50% overweight. And before he gets his first taste of real food, he's already addicted to smack. I mean, sugar. So what can you do to stop the sugar crash that's coming? You need to read your labels and recognize sugar when you see it. Sugar has over 50 names, like I said, but sugar by any other name will still metabolize the same in your body or not. If it ends in ose, it's a sugar, maltose, dextrose, glucose. Similarly, if it ends in syrup, it's a sugar. Food manufacturers are trying to hide sugar behind cover code names because they know it's an issue. It's a growing waistline, an illness and disease problem. The sugar bubble will someday have to burst or there will be no one left to consume it. But while we can't eliminate all added sugar from our diets, we can make smarter choices and recognize the little devil when we see him.